It's difficult. I've witnessed some things being a teacher. People say, yeah. I had to rise up like those for my kids. So.
Hey, what's up, Win City? I'm your host, Smooth Ergonique Free, and this is Conversations in the Track. This is my co-host, Big Hoot, and tonight we have a special guest for the night, Miss Denise Gray, Lexington City Councilwoman, 6th District. I get that right?
You did.
Right.
Yes, you did.
So this is an opinionated show, Miss Denise. Your opinion's your opinion. His opinion's his opinion. And I keep mine to myself.
No, we don't.
I'm just the co-host. I'm just the host.
No, we don't.
So we'll get into our first hot topic. And our first hot topic for tonight is Jordan Neely was choked out to death by a 24-year-old ex-Marine, Daniel Penny. The major news had it on there that Jordan was mentally ill. He was arrested over 40 times, and he was homeless. Well, I think that's said to like paint a picture. You know what I'm saying? Automatically, like let us tell you who got killed. You know what I'm saying? To make it seem like why he got killed. Said he was on the train, throwing trash and screaming that he was hungry, and they tried to subdue him, and the guy choked him to death. So the question for tonight with that is, dealing with all the police killings and all the senseless killings of black people, do you think that they think that, you know, I could kill him and get away with it? Is this like a modern day lynching going on?
I couldn't say that, but I could say that they do feel comfortable with killing us and putting it on display for the world to see. It's terrible when the media reports on your past before they report on your present and who you was. They said that the man danced in the subway stations.
Yeah, he was a Michael Jackson impersonator.
He was a Michael Jackson impersonator on the subway station. He'd give his coat to you. He'd give anything to you. He just had a mental illness problem, and they went unrecognized. I also think that it's a shame that all of those people on that subway watched this man get choked. You know what I'm saying? They watched him get choked. Nobody ever said, let him go. Right. We can hold him down, but not by his neck.
And they knew better.
Yeah.
We know from the news about chokeholds, one.
Right.
You don't do chokeholds, and he's military.
Yeah.
So he should have known that.
Oh, yeah.
But back to the media, though. Typically, they have overall. Do you recall when the gentleman in Cleveland rescued those women that were kept in the house?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a meme, pretty much.
Yeah. But the first thing he did that work, he helped them save their lives. But what did they say about him? They said that he was a felon. They talked about all these bad things about him that had nothing to do with what he did.
Yeah.
And typically when African Americans, black folk, are victims of a crime, think about Trayvon Martin.
Yeah.
When he died, when he was murdered, they said, well, he had marijuana in his system.
What does that have to do?
What does that have to do with a grown man taking your life?
Back. Yeah.
So the proof is in the pudding that the world knows that the United States is not a safe place for people of color, particularly black people. There's been several countries that put out warnings to their citizens not to come to the United States.
Yes. Do you know there's been countries that have sued against I forgot what the name was exactly, what they called it, but it's like how they treat black people in America.
Yes, the UN. They went to the UN.
Yeah, they went to the UN and sued America for how they treat people of color. A lot of people don't know that. That's the stuff that they keep out of the media. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But to crucify somebody in the media without being able, everybody has a past. And in the Bible it says, you know, he without sin throw the first stone. Shall cast the first stone.
I was going with you.
I
was going with you.
These politically correct people. But man, and to do that and not say that, you know, why not bring up the aggressors past? You know, why not bring up the man we don't know if the man got kicked out of the military for being, you know, dishonorably discharged or what. We don't know nothing about his life. We just know that 3 days later they pressed charges.
He surrendered himself to police today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he turned himself in today. I think they're charging him with manslaughter. It was homicide. I think they was looking for homicide, but they ended up going with manslaughter. So we know.
But they got groups of people that will get him out and pay for his lawyers.
Yeah, like they did with the guy in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
The kid, the 16-year-old.
Yeah, sad.
So let's move on into our second hot topic for the night. Is you're an educator, right?
Reformed educator.
Reformed educator. So you seen the teacher in North Carolina get into it with the student about the phone, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, the cell phone, taking the cell phone because the student was supposed to have it out, right?
Okay, right. Who was right and wrong in this situation? From my point of view, it was the teacher was in the right. In every school we have rules.
Right.
Rules, and in the classroom the teacher is the authority.
Right.
And what I found from working in the school system, that students don't necessarily have the same respect. They're not fearful of any consequence whatsoever.
Yeah.
Students do hit teachers on a regular basis.
Right.
You won't hear about it, but it happens. And from my own experience, those kids are right back in the classroom the next day or even the next class. But the teacher was in the right. The student actually legally assaulted that woman by grabbing the phone out of her hand or attempting to. That was a criminal assault. I don't understand how anyone, maybe one of you all are in believes that the student was right.
No,
I was like, okay.
Absolutely not. Hey,
I just think that the teacher went a little bit too far once they got to the ground. Like, I believe, I don't know if she was reaching for the phone or throwing punches on standing, but I know once they hit the ground, those was punches. She threw like too many.
But at that time though, when your adrenaline is pumping, yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying. So that's like blaming a police officer for beating you up after they subdue you. When you whoop one, you know what I'm saying, and then his buddy comes.
I give you a prime example of how I feel about him right now. I had him in the shot, and then he moved again, and then the shot's all messed up. But we'll talk about that. But listen though, you know, people on social media was talking about how once they hit the ground, you could see the teachers' lack thereof of undergarments, right? So the question is, could a teacher's undergarments be inappropriate for her work?
Her undergarment? No.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because either she has some sorry, Mr. Denise. Either she has some thongs on, or she didn't have no underwear on under there. So people were saying that she was inappropriate for that. So I was wondering.
Because she didn't go to school that day expecting for everybody to see her.
What she had.
Yeah, she didn't expect to be on the ground.
I mean, they was dogging her on Facebook and all that.
Well, Facebook and social media is a different world.
You know,
those same people on social media, if it were happening to them, they wouldn't be laughing.
Right.
And teachers we have massive amount of teachers who are leaving the profession because the children are out of control and other things that are going on. And heck, we just had a 6-year-old student shoot the teacher.
Yeah.
Who is there a blame to go on somebody when stuff like that happens?
Yeah.
Parents.
I think
Sorry,
yeah.
parents.
It does.
The child
It does fall back on the parents, but at the same time, the system as well too. I think the system has conditioned these parents nowadays. Not my parents, but me as a parent. Not me, but I done had several run-ins with my kids, but they have conditioned us to believe that if we touch our kids, we go to jail for it, or we lose our kids for it. So I think Sister Soldier said, now I might be wrong. It might not be Sister Soldier, but I'm pretty sure that it was. She said that Sister Soldier said that the parents are scared of the government. The government is scared of the school board, and the school board is scared of somebody else, but the kids ain't scared of nobody. And that could be the school board is scared of the teachers.
There it is.
And
the school board is the government.
Yeah. School board is scared of the teachers, and the teachers are scared of the parents, and the kids ain't scared of nobody.
No, the kids are not scared of nobody. Even parents are afraid of their own children.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, whoop they butts.
All right, let's jump into our third hot topic.
I know.
I cannot say that.
I'm sorry.
You can say whatever you want to.
Our third hot topic for the night is, now everybody might not think this, but I do. So that's why it's a question. Why aren't our kids in the school system better protected? Like, I think it's way too many school shootings that have been going on, and banks, money, government officials. You never hear about a government official getting slapped, shot at, you know what I'm saying, on a regular basis as is school shootings. So how come our schools aren't better protected?
I can tell you why. That the lawmakers and people they care more about things than people. They care more about the Second Amendment than protecting our next generation of leaders. The Second Amendment was written back in a time period where, and also we just say the right to bear arms. Right. But however, we never talk about the other part was about the militia.
Right.
We don't have militias anymore because now we have police force, we have the National Guard, we have the military. It's outdated, and essentially people are hanging on to something that's in the past.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
So do you believe in the gun rights? Do you believe in should we ban assault rifles? Should we what laws should we put in place when it comes to guns?
For me, it's just common sense kind of laws. Do you need AK, whatever they're called, when you're shooting a deer?
Absolutely not.
No. What do you need that for? I want to know what you need those kind of weapons for.
The thought behind regular citizens having those kind of weapons is so the government can't force us into doing anything, something that controlling.
Oh, the government.
I mean, I know that they do. I know that's what they do, but I'm just saying.
We gotta pay taxes. We don't want to, so you know.
I mean, I've heard both sides of it, and I've listened to it, but I think the main problem is recognizing mental illness when you see it. When you see it, like if we have to, maybe even if you notice that your kid is posting killings and all of this stuff, then you need to sit down and have a talk with your kid, or at least
not only have a talk, but take that device
away from them.
Then
take those military style weapons out of the home. You know what I'm saying? And but putting metal detectors in school is kind of like putting these kids in prison.
It's already like a prison, though,
from my perspective.
Like a jail.
It's already
the whole school system.
The whole, you've read the New Jim Crow. Have y'all read that? Y'all need to read that book. I'm just disappointed. Y'all need to read the New Jim Crow. It's been out for over 10 years.
So what about the Jim Crow law that they trying to pass back in Mississippi?
I don't know. What's that?
Have you heard that? They trying to
seen that?
Yeah, reinforce the Jim Crow laws, meaning that black people pretty much
there's black people in Mississippi that don't even know they free yet. I hope that they can get YouTube and y'all can leave.
I've never been there. That's one state. There's several states down south I've never been to.
Are you familiar with any college women's basketball?
Of course. You're gonna talk. Yeah, go ahead.
Your thoughts on Angel Reese and the Caitlin Clark situation?
For me, I'm a competitive person, I'm or else I wouldn't be in politics.
Right.
I'm extremely, and plus I care about my community too. But before I was a city councilwoman, I was an athlete. Okay. And I believed in talking smack.
Was you good?
Of course. But I was a cheerleader, so.
Oh, okay.
I was a cheerleader.
Hey, that's a sport, though.
Yes, it is. The way I did it, yes. Go Cards. University of Louisville.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm talking about.
But,
Yo, Dallas
so.
too? I'm sorry.
They don't win, so. I'm like, they can't bring it up. But yes, so with that right there, I'm all about talking smack, and she can back it up.
Yeah.
And Caitlin is great too. She can ball.
Right.
For me, it's just a game. Let them play. People outside of the game are the ones who have the issue.
Right.
They were fine with it.
I think it was good for. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think it was good for women's basketball.
I watched that game all the way through.
I do. I think it was great for women's basketball. Mm-hmm. I think they need to let these athletes be athletes and let them go at it. Maybe that's going to boost the ratings of women's sports. Mm-hmm. If you let them talk trash like LeBron and anybody else would talk trash to one another. KD and Steph go back and forth.
But do you really want to see a lady talking trash?
I want to see the sport. I want to feel the joy in.
You don't feel it's feminine enough. You can say it.
No, I don't know. No, I'm not. I was just thinking, cause when I seen Angel Reese do it, roll her eyes and all that, first thing I thought was my daughter, like my 18-year-old, look just like my little girl. I was thinking, why are you doing that? But I was thinking, why are you doing that? Because I know how people is going to condemn you for doing that.
I was clapping my hands.
Yeah. I think it's good for the sport.
But
let them go at it.
I watched that game from the beginning, and I watched the women's more so than the men. This March Madness, I couldn't even get through the men's Final Four.
Yeah.
Or the final game. There was
who are they?
Yeah, who are they?
Yeah, that
San Diego State and who else was it? I couldn't even tell.
It was Connecticut.
Miami,
yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's. But yeah, I'm down for competitive banter.
Okay, so
But what I didn't like.
What's that?
Was the first lady.
Oh, what she had to say about it, inviting the losing team.
You never invite the losing team.
Ever.
Yeah.
So why now? But that's not. You're moving on. But
no, we can say that. We can say that.
You know why she did it.
Yes.
Yeah, you know why she did it.
Tell me why you think she did it.
Yeah.
I think she did it for clout.
You think she did it for clout?
Yeah, she's clout chasing.
You want me to tell you why she did it? Nah, we're not gonna do it because we got a professional up here, so we're gonna be as professional as possible today. This is Conversations in the Trap. We say what people think a lot on this show. You know what I'm saying? But when we have somebody professional, try to I had a whole another tire. I don't know what happened to it. Okay. People say words can't hurt you, right? People tell a kid, don't worry about what they said to you. Words can't hurt you. But on the other hand, even in the Bible, it says that there's power in the tongue. And people tell you, hey, don't say that. You can speak that into existence. So the question for tonight is, can words really hurt you?
Yes.
That's a simple yes.
Yes.
Power of life and death.
Yes, people has feelings.
Mm-hmm. And words matter. Words lift you up or it can tear you down.
One thing you can't take back is things you let slip off your tongue.
Mm-hmm. Especially in an argument.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I remember. So yes. What do you?
Hold on.
Ahead. Come on.
Look, like when you say you remember, is it like arguments with exes or that you
just
don't?
Anybody.
Just anybody.
Okay. I remember.
You use that against people? No.
No, I just remember.
And dealing with them.
I just remember.
So by remembering,
that's all I'm gonna say.
does that affect a certain situation with dealing with them people?
Of course. For me, it does. I said, oh, you said that. So now I see you for who you are.
Right.
And then I move differently when I'm
Right.
around that person.
Right.
So I just like to, so you all who are listening, I like to push people just to say what they don't want to say. And they say it, and once they say it, I'm like, gotcha. Now I know.
Yeah, see, a lot of times with me dealing with people, I say what they need to hear, but they hold that against me. You know, like,
you must be saying some stuff out of pocket, though.
Out of pocket? Ain't got no business. There's some stuff I done had to apologize. I got a hard time apologizing. I done said some stuff I ain't had no business saying. That was out of pure anger. But 98% of the time, I'm telling you the truth.
The anger voice speaks what
it's honest. Yeah, I only do the anger voice for certain people, and they don't deserve it. But it comes out. Other than that, they don't listen. You know what I'm saying? So words can hurt you. Has somebody ever said something to you that hurt your feelings?
Yeah.
Female?
Yeah. Most of the time, it is female. Yeah, because females. Nothing against females. I'm not.
No, you can speak on.
But they use things against you. Like I know my mama did use stuff against me when I was coming up. My ex did a couple times.
Which one?
He trying to get me. He trying to bait me. But yeah, words hurt. Yeah, words probably hurt more than actions at times. Because I can forgive an action because you acted on impulse. But when you speak out of anger, I believe you mean everything that you say. Yeah, because that's something that you wanted to say, but you didn't have the courage to say it until you got angry. Yeah, so yeah.
And one thing I found now that I'm an elected official is that people think they can say any and every single thing that they want to say to you.
Yeah, boy.
I'm a regular person. I'm a regular person that just got elected to serve the community.
Right.
And they say some hurtful things.
I could imagine. What is your responsibilities as the 6th district?
Why would you do that right now?
Yeah.
You know.
That's coming later.
All right.
Are you like Eric Mays? You know who Eric Mays is?
Oh, I know Eric Mays. I would hate, and I said hate, I would dislike, let's go back. Dislike to serve on city council with someone like Eric Mays.
You wouldn't want to?
No.
He's doing it for like show, ain't he?
Well, he actually cares about, I can tell he cares about his people, but he's straight from the streets.
Oh, yeah.
And he says what he thinks. I admire anybody that says, I like to know where people stand.
Right.
So I know where he stands. He's going to say some crazy stuff.
Right.
Or just say, come in with a clown nose and stuff and say, call somebody nasty and what he said. I don't know if you racist or but I'm Eric Macist.
Yeah, it's funny.
He's a character, but I'm like, Flint must be doing horrible. Flint's got to be one of the worst places to live.
Have they even got the water fixed up there yet?
I don't think so. It's been a while, and they focusing and they bickering back and forth, and people are probably living in bad circumstances. That's what bothers me about there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So move on into our last hot topic for the night. You pretty hip, right?
I don't know. I'm a little lame now.
Okay. Diddy versus JD in a versus September 8th.
Oh, this is interesting.
Who you got?
I got JD.
Yeah, JD.
I'm thinking about the catalog though.
That's what I'm thinking
about. I'm thinking about the catalog. What does Diddy have?
I'm looking at Diddy's catalog and I'm looking at a couple of songs from Murray.
True.
Total.
Yes. Oh.
Biggie.
Yep.
Mace. Craig Mack. Rob. Black Rob.
Black Rob. Yep. He's got a whole back in the 90s. Plus 112.
112.
Right.
He's got a but and thinking about JD though.
Missy Elliott.
JD stretched from then
Mariah
to probably
Carey.
then.
Yeah.
Wow.
He even had they both had Usher. They both had Usher.
Yeah. JD had a lot of R&B artists.
Yes. I'm like, he had plus make you want to jump.
Yeah,
crisscross. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I don't think he's going to be able to play.
But his own
crisscross songs.
Wow.
Doing the verses with Diddy, because everybody now is adults. Nobody's gonna want to jump when Chris Cross comes through the speakers. Everybody might be like, ah.
Well, I told you I'm lame and I'm stuck in the past. I'm going to jump. I might turn everything backwards. But I'm thinking, ooh, I gotta pick. This is a good one.
It's a good one.
But Diddy also has his own songs, and plus everything he stole from other people. But
yep. A lot of stuff Diddy's writing, somebody else wrote too.
Diddy's under investigation right now.
Yeah, but Jamie Foxx, they keep blaming Diddy for Jamie Foxx's situation. Yeah. I just seen today that they said Jamie Foxx has been home for weeks.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
So. I really hope he pulls through.
I don't know. So who you taking, Diddy or
Okay,
JD?
we changed subject. We talk about something.
We do that a lot.
Think about that though. Diddy though.
Taking Diddy.
I don't know. It's hard though.
I gotta think about
because Missy was that. Missy and Justin. What's
Nah, that's Timberland.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is Timberland.
Yeah,
JD's got Mariah.
I was like
Usher, Lil Bow Wow.
Yeah. Who else? You said it's
Boys.
One
of them. Yeah.
Oh, the Boys.
Franchise Boys. I'm thinking Escape, but SWV. He messed with one of them too.
Yeah, he did Escape.
Escapes.
I don't know. I'm just gonna, since I do know for sure Diddy, I'm gonna go with Sean Combs.
Sean Combs, yeah. You know Diddy's gonna try to make it big.
Do the little dance.
Diddy been dancing. Diddy been dancing since the 80s.
Yes, doing the same dance.
Yeah.
All right, so tonight our special guest for tonight is Miss Denise Gray, Lexington City Councilwoman, 6th District. She says the only reason she's here tonight is because of me. Makes me feel good. This is the best podcast. I'm a great event host too, and things like that. We'll tell you a little bit about that later. So, our first question for you for tonight is: are you from Lexington?
Born and raised.
Born and raised. Okay. Did you attend? Well, so what high school did you attend in Lexington?
The Bryan Station High School.
Defenders
Kingdom.
All
Part
right.
of the North Side.
Okay. Besides going to college and getting degrees, is there anything else you accomplished or achieved while you was there?
Well, at the University of Louisville, I founded the best program ever, the all-girl cheer program there. It's gone on to win, I think at this point, 19 national titles.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a big accomplishment.
Did you win any while you was there?
Yes, I did, of course.
Okay.
I'm also a national champion. So
yeah, see, that's why I asked the question. I thought I read that.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
I made a couple of calls doing my research on you for this, and everybody said you was a party animal down there in Louisville. I'm just playing.
Could have been true, but this square was not a party animal.
Did your major have anything to do with education?
No.
No.
My actual major itself was communications.
Okay. What made you go with communications?
I wanted to graduate. No, and I knew I wanted to do. I think about the future. I wanted to do some PR work, learn how to do it, and be strategic. I was very strategic about what I did.
Yeah. Okay. So what made you?
And I wanted to graduate too.
Yeah. What made you want to teach?
Well, because I'm an attorney, right? Yeah. After graduating from U of L, I went off to the University of Denver, Stern College of Law, and I went to law school because I wanted to work with domestic violence victims. I did that. Yeah. It didn't last long.
Man, sorry, real quick, how you feel about this? We brought this up Monday.
Yeah.
Situation. A female told a lady that she slapped her husband, and the lady laughed and was like, ha ha ha. So I looked at the lady and said, well, how would you have felt if she walked in here and told you that he slapped her?
Yeah.
Would you have still laughed?
And what did she say?
She had no answer.
It really was, yeah, it really wasn't a response.
What could she say?
Yeah,
What could she
know.
say? It wasn't funny. It was, no, domestic violence, relationship violence, it's wrong, regardless. If you're fighting in your relationship, that you're in the wrong relationship, and no. So.
What made you want to go that way with domestic violence?
I mean, that's the type of household I grew up in, and I didn't think that, or actually I knew for a fact, there was no one there speaking up for me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so you want to become that voice.
Mm-hmm. That voice for people who knew they didn't have a voice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I didn't last long with that. Because having people, because it's a cycle, cycle with domestic violence.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, there's the romantic phase, and people just stay. And it was just like, I did all this. We got the protection order. We did this, and you back with him.
Yeah.
You're taking the kids. What?
A couple weeks ago, we had a guest, and he said, you know, when it happens, you know, call police. Lay a foundation that you've called police on them and got, you know, press charges and all that. Then when it comes time that he beats you to almost to death, then when I gotta come and protect you as my child or sister or whatnot, there's been a foundation laid, the police has been involved in all this, and make sure you finish with him. Because when I come and I do what I gotta do, I don't want you running back to him and you know all that.
Yeah.
Typically they run back. Doing your work is everything. Right. A lot of people feel that they've been beaten down so much, they feel that's the only relationship for them. They feel like they have no place else to go because they've been so isolated from their family and friends. They rely on whoever it is because that's their source of money.
Yeah.
You know, so they go back.
I know a man that is getting abused mentally and physically. And I'm serious, and it's getting to the point to where he's about to lose his job because of it.
Well, he told us.
Yeah, like
Seek help.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you a story that he told me. He said one night he went to sleep and he woke up and he had a knife to his throat.
Oh no!
He said the reason that he had a knife to his throat was because she had a dream that he was having sex with somebody in her dream, and. I told
everybody needs counseling in that bed.
They need someone needs to be
I told him, I said, bro, how do you go to sleep at night? He said, well, 1 hour.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not living like that.
I mean, that's interesting. I'm so sad.
Could happen.
He been living like that for 10 years too.
He likes it.
Yeah, that's why I told him at this point he does like it.
It's the norm.
He has to because like he comes to work and he gets out of the car and he's screaming. And then later on, oh baby, I love you. Like what in the hell is you?
Have you taught at any of your old schools that you attended in Lexington? Yeah. Which one?
Bryan Station High School.
High school.
And I also coached there. Coached their cheerleading squad there.
What type of experience was that?
Well, the Bryan Station I attended was significantly different. Yeah, it's new. When I went back to Bryan Station, it was a new building with different administration who didn't necessarily have the. It was different. Let's just. It was different. When I went to school there, it was like a big family, and it was different going back because they didn't understand the history of Bryan Station and how greatness comes from Bryan Station. Because everybody, there's this rumor, I don't know who started this rumor, that, you know, basically people from Bryan Station who graduate from Bryan Station couldn't achieve anything, you know?
What?
But when you look at those who graduate from Bryan Station, they're doing some phenomenal things.
Okay.
It's like black people graduate from Bryan Station. Is that what they're saying? Okay.
So what's the Crown Act? I read it. I read some things on it for the people that don't know. What is the Crown Act?
Okay. So the Crown Act that was just passed, that I teamed up with my colleagues, Councilwoman Shayla Lynch and Councilmember Fogel, and it was about protecting black students black citizens in the city of Lexington from race-based hair discrimination. Um, Many times you go to HR, you go for a job, and in their pictures of acceptable hair and unacceptable hair, you will almost always see African American hair that is that's natural for us, like Bantu, knots, locks, afro.
Right.
Being unprofessional.
Yeah.
And you also have seen that in the military and other areas as well. And in the news, you've seen where children have been forced to cut their hair, like for a wrestling match.
Yeah. Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and we wanted to protect our fellow citizens from such discrimination. And the Crown Act actually was supposed to be passed in the federal government, but of course, not much gets done in Washington D.C. You can't get everybody to agree. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And so since they couldn't pass it there, it came to the state's responsibilities.
Okay.
And have you seen Frankfurt? Yeah. It won't be. Representative Aga Scott attempted to actually have it get it out of committee, like they wouldn't review any piece of legislation that she put out. So So it became now the city's responsibilities. So the first city in Kentucky to pass it was not Louisville, not Lexington, but Covington.
Oh, okay.
Covington, then Louisville, and more recently Frankfurt. They did it, I think, 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
And finally Lexington has passed it. So that protects everyone in the city of Lexington. And to report discrimination, you go to the Human Rights Commission. They are in charge of following through with the investigation and taking the matter to court.
Oh, okay.
That's
all right, so the Crowns Act, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, you are
They
protected.
protect you from locks, afros, however you want to wear your hair, your natural hair. You can do it.
You can do it. So long as your job doesn't require, so long as you're not a firefighter, and you want to have facial hair. You can't have facial hair in the
right to be a firefighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a good firefighter.
No, because the mask. Yeah, you wouldn't be because the smoke would be all in there. You'd be coughing.
Yeah. What are some of your responsibilities as a city councilwoman?
Well, the main focus of my position is setting the budget for the city, which we are in the process of doing so. Okay. Also, evidently, and also setting the budget and making policy. Essentially, that's my job.
Oh, okay.
Right there.
So if I wanted to come downtown and get a job to pressure wash windows on a state building, I'd have to go to your office?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't do that's HR.
City building. Or something in the city.
In the city building.
That goes to HR. I don't do any. That's out of my purview. Those are my focus, and on making sure I don't do any of that stuff. And people don't realize that we don't do what was in there.
Cranberry juice.
Sure it was. And most people don't realize how narrow my job is. But most important, what I do is I'm an advocate for the residents of my district. And I love my 6th district. I do. I was raised in that district.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
I live in the neighborhood I grew up in.
Oh, okay.
I left and I came back to my own neighborhood.
So you have a rapport with the people?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember how it was growing up, and I've seen how it's changed, not necessarily for the better in our area. Our district has been forgotten, so I'm making sure people don't forget. And
What
ask
neighborhoods?
anybody. Yeah.
What neighborhoods is part of your district?
Well, my district is very diverse. It goes from Mary Todd area,
Okay.
the Bryan Station area, Eastland. It never crosses New Circle Road.
Okay.
Over to Liberty Road.
Yeah.
Hamburg, go all down on Liberty Road in Hamburg, all the shopping over there. That's my district. Then across Man of War to, if you know where Malone's and Drake's,
Yeah.
Wild Eggs, that's my area right there. And so and on down to near Charlesburg.
Okay.
So my district is extremely diverse economically. We have people in public housing, trailer homes, and then to the most wealthy in Lexington.
Right,
So
right.
different issues
Right.
depending where you are.
Okay.
A few more questions, and then we'll get on into our conversation. Will you ever run for a state seat again?
I was not. I've learned never to say never. After running for state senate in 2018, I said I would never run for an office in the state of Kentucky ever again. Guess what? I was talked into running for this, and I won. So you never know.
What's next for you?
Doing the best for my residents in the 6th district.
Okay. Well, actually, I got one more question after that. Is it important for young melanin females to see and learn from women who do what you do, which I mean like who go to college, get a career, and live that instead of wanting to be a rapper, twerking, TikToking, and social media?
I mean, those things are all great now, but if you can twerk, make that money with it. But it's very important. That's one of the reasons, instead of practicing law, when I came back to Kentucky, I focused on our children, working in Fayette County Public Schools, because I felt it was important for not only just our black girls, and our black boys, but also other people, students, to see a black woman teach them and be a role model for them, so they can understand the stereotypes they see on TV. That's not real. That's what the media wants you to believe. This is real. And so, when I ran for state senate, coming back to Crawford and, hearing how the students were like, "I'm so proud of you, Miss Gray. You did a great job, Miss Gray. Now I know that I can be," someone said, "now that I know they can be like a doctor of some sort, and they can live out their dreams." Like it was possible.
How'd that make you feel?
It made me feel great, because at the time I did not feel great. Because I went to work immediately after losing. So, I went back to work.
So you deal with programs to help convicted felons succeed, or?
We do have, the city has a program like that. Typically that's in our social services area, but our mayor, out of the mayor's office, we do have an expungement program. So anything to once you do the crime and do the time, hey, get back to life,
Right.
Alright, real quick, I want to plug in anybody that would like to donate to this cause. It's the Voyage Movement. Terry Dunford out of Paris, Kentucky, man. They do a lot for the kids up there. He sent me some things. I'm gonna post them on our page. But anybody, it's the Voyage Movement in Paris, Kentucky. Check it out, man. They help a lot of kids out in the community. Check them out. Terry Dunford. Smoking Howard's. Go get you something to eat up there at Smoking Howard's. Check it out. And I would plug my sister's show in, but I'm not gonna say the name. She's uppity. So I'm just gonna tell you, watch my sister's show, Rhonda Simmons show on Fox 56. And now we get.
Guess what channel she's on?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Go, girl, go.
36 to
so
56. Conversation for the night. Violence, as we know it, has always plagued the earth. You can always go back to biblical times and see that violence has always been here. So, with this question right here, think about it. Is stop it, because people want to stop the violence. You've seen that all, your life, really. Stop the violence. Peace. Stop the violence. Is stopping the violence a possibility at any point in our lifetime? And how do we make dangerous places safe?
I think it's not up to any government official to make your neighborhood safe. I think it starts with the people. You gotta stop letting these neighborhoods that are infested with crime, these people that are committing the crime, not necessarily tell on people, because I don't believe in that either. But if you don't talk to them, if you don't have a relationship with
accountability,
it's easy to be like, hey man, I know you sell drugs, but because you do it down the street, you know, I don't want to call the police on you. I don't want to see you go to jail or any of that, but move down the street. And if you get a band of people to do that all the time, then I think you can move the drugs and the violence from your neighborhood. But relying on police, for me, is like setting our kids up to get killed. You know what I'm saying? Because now these kids, they got guns, and the police know that they have guns. So even if them not having a gun, them reaching for something, that automatically warrants a shot. And I think that's crazy because you have tasers as well. So I can go into that and be gone with that. I love my people. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
I love my people too. But I just had a student who allegedly murdered someone last week.
Right.
This young man at Crawford Middle School, well, he's now 19. This was not his character. So, yeah. How do we stop the violence?
Is it a possibility?
I don't know. But back to what you were saying. So you would like to move the people to another neighborhood?
No. I wouldn't want them to move.
That's
necessarily.
What I heard. That's what I heard.
Give them an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? We can come together and do something for these kids. We ain't got to rely on government officials. Not saying that we shouldn't have government officials, but
right.
We don't have to.
I agree. If we had more people involved, there wouldn't be so much crime. People see a whole bunch of stuff going on, but they feel like they don't have the power to stop it. The power is with the people.
Right.
And getting people to, from my point of view, as a city council member, telling people, hey, you can change this. You can change this. They're like, oh, I can't? I'm like, yes, you can. I was like, it doesn't have to come from the government.
Words of encouragement.
Yes. I'm like, it doesn't. So, if people got involved, if people in the church would get out of the church and instead do ministry in the community versus sending funds to a foreign land, because we have people in our community who do not have food. We have people who are dealing with mental illness. And we have people who have these skills who are like, that's not my problem.
Yeah. I think if you can sell drugs, you can sell houses.
Those are the drug dealers, the good ones.
Yeah.
So, the best business folk. They know how, they can run anything.
Yeah.
It's just that they go with what they know.
Organization, you can run a multi-million-dollar organization on Wall Street. I mean, there's not much difference between Wall Street and.
I wouldn't know. So I wouldn't know.
So you think, and I say this too a lot in my community with the churches. Like we got like 11 churches, 9 to 11 churches within our small community, and to me, if you had that many churches with the population of in the community that we have, it should be the most prosperous place there is. You know, if God is in your building and you bring him out of your building into the streets, there shouldn't be nothing but prosperity. And I'm not saying nothing but prosperity going on, because you know there's always going to be good and evil, but you should have it should be way more good than it is bad if you're actually ministering to who you should be ministering to. That's just my opinion. And Miss Denise, do you belong to a church?
Yes, I do.
You do? Okay. So we might share different views on this.
I take it you don't.
No.
He got baptized 13 years ago. He's still living.
I denounced that.
Where did you get baptized at?
First Baptist.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah. But anyway, we went to bat with these churches. We pulled them up on their thing, but
that's God right there.
God,
that's that voice.
God, you know what you're doing.
But they have a law that they have to abide by. That's why they don't. That's why I know that they can't help the new community as much as they should. The 501c law, it states that you can only do certain stuff. So once they go outside those guidelines, they don't get the funding. They don't get, the stuff that they need to grow and stuff like that. So you really can't blame the churches. But who I do blame is the pastors. And I'm gonna say that only because you can preach to us on Sunday, but you can't reach out and preach to these kids Monday through Saturday. I mean, you ain't even gotta, like me with older people that are stuck in their ways. Go ahead and be stuck in your way. But these kids need more guidance on a day-to-day basis than just showing up on Sunday.
But the church,
they got mamas and daddies.
They do.
That on the preacher.
I was like, the church is the people.
Yeah.
The church is the people. The people of the church can go out in the community.
Sometimes I would just like to see them more. So negative.
I would just like to see them more in the community.
Who's negative and nasty?
Sometimes the church, them people in that building are negative,
because
nasty, judgmental, and we all human beings, and we all got that. But if you say this is who you love, and how can you say you love God and I don't see a bit of Him in you? I'm not pinpointing any specific person, but I just know I've been in that all my life.
I've seen people. And the reason I don't go and do this stuff is because I've learned who God was for me. I've read the Bible through and through for me. But I've never seen a church building's lights get cut off.
Oh, really? I have.
I'm just saying, speaking for me.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen that. But I've seen Miss Nance, or not necessarily Miss Nance, but I'm just throwing names out there. Miss So-and-so. Her lights got cut off. Her, her bills didn't get paid. But for the last 40 years, she's been showing up at this church giving 10%.
Wow.
And then now they have to go through a whole, like, if you want some money from the church, you have to go through, like, a Congress and legislation and all this stuff just to get your lights turned back on. And I don't like it, me personally.
Well, my church is a little different, so.
Hey man, listen, not all churches is like that. I'm just saying from my experience, from what I've seen, you know what I'm saying, I can sit at home and I talk to God all the time.
I don't really want to put that blame on the church. Like you said, it's the people. So whoever's running that church, you can say the church. You can just say that.
Yeah, the church is the building.
It's God in there.
When people look at it.
Yeah, when we start talking about God, right, well, like we talked about this last week, people want to use the Bible when it benefits them.
Yep.
And I don't really like doing that, but that's what I was about to do right now. I was about to say, if we start talking about God right now, whenever 2 or 3 more is gathered in His name, you feel me? That's the church now, man. Let's act. Let's see who you are. I don't know where I'm looking at my notes how we got on church.
Because we were talking about some of the violence, and I mentioned that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Preachers used to be who they went to whenever there was something going on in our communities.
Yeah, that's the way it used to be, and it's no longer that.
Yes, I'm saying they don't show up
because. One thing, a lot of things have changed. People aren't in the church because historically the church was the place to go where you were safe. Now you can be safe at home, and it used to be that we all lived in the same neighborhood because of the law. So and the church was like they were the leaders. Right now, unfortunately, the church is no longer that safe haven that it once was.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Got 4 minutes.
That's what he said.
For what?
on the podcast.
Oh, okay. We going off fast.
Yeah, I know. I'm just seeing the conversation for the.
For the track. Yeah, we done. All right. Well, we'll end the conversation for the night. And then we got this dime trap time, Miss Denise. It's just 10 questions real quick.
Okay.
All right. Do you shop black owned?
Yes.
You do? Do you?
Yeah.
You do? Is that important?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
You support the people.
Yeah. Our money stay with us.
I like supporting us.
UK of U or U of L?
U of L. All day, every day. Go
R.I.P.
Cards.
Danny Crumb.
Rest in peace.
Favorite rapper?
Well, I'm going to go with...
Juvie.
I don't want to go with someone like Jay-Z. I want to go with someone eclectic. Who can I go? I like J. Cole.
J. Cole?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, well.
Well, he's not my
Kendrick
favorite, but I like him.
What about Lil Wayne?
Oh, I went to his concert. You know I did. Lil Wayne's alright. Millie. Yes.
His concert nice?
It was alright.
It was alright?
Yeah, it was alright.
Alright.
See, your government officials can be alright.
See, I went to, cause my favorite, rap, hip hop concert was, I went to the one, it was a long time ago. It was Jay-Z, it was Redman, Method Man, it was DMX.
Oh, yeah.
It was Dirt.
They was just talking about that.
Yes,
too.
now that was a concert.
Yeah, because they were saying they didn't know whether, man, I just watched that 2 days ago, if they was going to bring out DMX last or Jay-Z last. They was trying to see who was going
They brought DMX out last.
Okay.
Yeah, because Jay said in one interview that he was going on after DMX.
Yeah, there's no way.
He said he had
Couldn't do it.
He said he went out and he gave this roar. He said he had the whole crowd barking. He said then he had the whole crowd cheering, and then he said a prayer.
Crying.
Yeah, he had a whole crying. It was like, damn, I gotta go in after him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, rest
All
in
right.
peace, DMX.
Yeah. Let's say you in a sorority?
No, I'm
No
not.
sorority, okay. Well, let's say your best friends call you up, right? And say, we can go to Vegas and see Kevin Hart, Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle, and Usher sing,
Ooh.
or we can go to Miami and watch Mike Epps, Chris Rock, Steve Harvey, and The Weeknd.
Oh, that's an easy one though. I'll go Vegas.
You going Vegas?
Vegas.
Yeah.
Off top.
Yeah, I kind of cheated on that, didn't I? I put on the best right there.
Yes, you did.
Where you going? Vegas?
Vegas. Yeah.
All right. Better song. Silk, Meeting in My Bedroom, or Shy, If I Ever Fall in Love Again. I had planned on singing the verse from Shy.
I gotta go with There's a Meeting.
Oh,
Meeting in My Bedroom.
Yeah, hey, he goes hard there. Silk goes hard there. That whole CD was him.
Rank 1 through 3. R. Kelly, Usher, Chris Brown.
Oh, now R. Kelly's got to be below one. He in prison. Well, he's definitely last. You said what was it?
R. Kelly, Chris Brown, or Usher. Well, this is just off music though.
Yeah, well, I gotta still say that.
Yeah, well, I understand.
Well,
I understand.
R. Kelly wouldn't be on my list.
Black girl power.
So for me, it'd be Usher and then Chris Brown.
Okay, you know they got a fight.
I heard.
Hey, how you gonna jump Usher? Who you think has more pressure on them going into the NBA? Did LeBron or his son coming up?
Ooh, well, he's following his son. Is Bronny? Is that his name?
Bronny.
Yeah, he's following his dad. That's more pressure.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
was saying.
because it's more pressure. Because his dad was. I remember when he was in high school, they were covering on ESPN. So yeah, he has more pressure.
Better dancer. Paula Abdul or Debbie Allen.
Oh, Debbie Allen.
See,
That one.
I didn't know. I was gonna say Paula Abdul or Janet Jackson. So
Now,
I
come on
said,
now,
Janet or Debbie. Which one?
Oh,
Let's go Janet or Debbie.
oh well, that is still going to be Debbie Allen.
Debbie
Debbie Allen can do anything, even right now. But Janet Jackson can tear it down.
Who you think learned from who? Did Mike learn from her or she learned from Mike?
I think it's just genetic.
Genetic? Okay.
It just went to those two though.
A lot of
the
a lot of times I practice these questions on random people and family members, so I did this to my sister. So finish this out for me real quick, both of you. I tell all my secrets to fill in the blank.
Nobody.
I'll tell all my secrets to myself.
Yeah, nobody.
I tell them to the world. This is Conversations in the Trap, and I got a couple more for y'all. As soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers, we halfway through her. And our last question is, when will you run for mayor of Lexington, Kentucky? Is that a secret? You can tell me later.
right now I'm focused on the people of the 6th District and making sure that I lead them in a proper way that meets their needs.
Did you change your voice right there?
Yes, I did. I did.
I don't know if it was me or
I did.
Yeah, man.
Miss Denise for coming joining us tonight on Conversations in the Track.
Yeah,
y'all
Miss
see how we
Denise.
working, man. We got business owners, singers, restaurant owners, councilwomen now. If you want to come do a show, inbox me or him. Inbox him if you want to talk about relationship shows. Everybody wants to do a relationship show. I kind of left it. I had a couple of questions out, but I said, nah, we're going to keep it professional. So thank you, Miss Denise, for joining us.
My pleasure.
Go like, subscribe.
You know what to do.
To the channel.
Conversations in the Trap.
Toodles.